Alright everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil. So, I want to take some time here. We're going to talk about what you should be doing as a free-to-play right now. You've got double drops going on. We just had those bonus drops. We're in these transitions, and we've got some awesome free-to-play friendly packs in the game. So, there's a lot of really good things to take advantage of. I want to give you guys my thoughts, show you kind of what I did during the bonus drops, because I think that for newer players, those bonus drops were not really as important as the double drops are. So, let's kind of take advantage, take a look at double drops. We're going to look at those two packs for Shard Shop currency because they are amazing, and they're two packs that I would say for the majority of players, they are well worth it. So let's get into our video, but before we do, huge shout out to my channel members. Where's that picture at? Come on now. I know I have you up. There it is. Hold on. There we go. Channel members, thank you guys so much for your continued support. If you guys are interested, join channel memberships. There's a link in this video description down below. Otherwise, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. That is free, and it still helps boost the YouTube algorithm and gets this more views across the YouTube, metaverse, whatever we want to call it. So make sure you guys are doing that as well. I really appreciate all your continued support. So we've got double drops going on. We've got these packs. So I want to kind of talk about double drops real quick and give you, or I'll do a recap of the bonus drops. For those, I split my energy pretty equally between Rex and Kneesaa, and I didn't do anything crazy. I did 3x50 and 3x100 each day for them. I didn't go too crazy with that. I split it evenly between them because I still need Drogon, and I'm still going to need Scout Trooper for Leia. So my worst case scenario for them is they all go to hard nodes. I can at least get Rex and Kneesaa done faster and allow me to do some refreshes for Scout Trooper and Drogon to kind of get them together. Because I don't know if Kneesaa's going to go to the Cantina. I didn't know if she was going to go to a hard node. And so that kind of I don't know how to, like, that kind of forced my hand a little bit. That had I known where she was going to go, I would have spent more or less of my currency on her. Like, if she was going to go to a hard node, I probably would have just focused on Rex and gotten him done because I could use him in 3v3 with clone troopers. I have some more uses I could use for Rex. If Kneesaa was going to go in the Cantina, I actually would have just farmed her as much as I could have because I like to just use my Cantina energy for signal data. So the less farming I have to do in there, the better. So that's kind of, recapping on my bonus drops for those two characters. Now we're on to the double drops, where I, again, am going to be taking full advantage right now of Rex. So as you guys can see, I did refreshes. I did a 25 crystal refresh and a 50 crystal refresh of his node. I'm going to try and maximize the amount of Rex shards I can get while he's on a bonus drop, hoping I can really get him done because I want to be moving on to, I want to be able to worry about other things than Rex right now. So I feel like he can make an instant impact into my account, particularly for 3v3. So then, in terms of, other double drops that you'll want to think about is in the Cantina. I mean, I am going all in on the blue signal data because that is the stuff that I will use my crystals for when I need it because it takes so long to get otherwise. So if I can maximize and stockpile the amount of flawed signal data I'm going to need, that will be huge, not only for Leia, but to kind of catch myself back to where I used to be. That I kind of used to have some, signal data always saved up for different things because I was always behind on other areas. And I've kind of been doing some higher level relics because of Leviathan and Jabba and Lord Vader and all these other things that I kind of lost some of that signal data that I had in the bank for like a panic time. So I want to get back to that point, and I think after Leia, I might actually be able to do that and maybe even do some luxury relic 8s in the coming months. So really trying to maximize my blue signal data here. And with double drops, I would say that if you're farming signal data, unless you really need the white or the green, I would just try and farm blue. I think the blue is going to be the best bang for your buck. I think you're going to get more drops of it than the crystals you put in, so it's well worth it to do that. You could even make the case that you could do these refreshes. Look, like I did the 200 refreshes in Cantina. That you could do those because it's the equivalent of doing it at the regular energy cost. So, like that you think about it, like by doing those 200 crystal refreshes, I'm basically getting the same return as I would if I was doing 100 crystal refreshes in terms of like blue signal data per crystal. But I'm getting more of those, because of the double drops, you're getting a lot more of them in a shorter period of time. So in my opinion, that's where it's worth it, is getting more in a very short period of time. The other thing I'm kind of going to be focusing on will be Marin. So I have, I don't know if I'll refresh her node or not, but I have been farming my Marin. She's another character that I'd like to focus. But again, if you really like, and then Kyratex as well, that's kind of the double drops thing that just, you want to focus on the stuff that's going to get you, things done. You think this is a small window of time that you're going to be going after stuff. So if you're farming characters, like you're farming a bunch of stuff, if you only maybe need like one of them, that's where I would focus a lot of your energy and like crystals into refreshing their node, because it's only a 4-day double drop. So it's not this big thing where, you're going to be able to take a character on a hard node to like 7 stars without spending a lot of crystals. So the Cantina is really where you're going to want to capitalize on either characters or signal data, because you can just spam that node. Otherwise, I would just say worry about your gear. That'd be for double drops, that's where I'd be focusing, is the things that you can accumulate a lot of in a short period of time. Not saying you don't farm those characters, but I wouldn't be going and doing crazy things on character nodes when you could be spending those on like Kyratech. That's just one man's humble opinion. But we've got to talk about these 2 packs in here. We've got the Special Trove pack, which is a guarantee of 330 shards for a single character. And this costs 8,000 shard shop currency with a purchase limit of 1. This pack is unbelievably good, especially if you're a newer player or someone who needs a lot of characters. This is a great pack. I will not be purchasing this pack this time around, and let me explain why. So when you look through the characters that you need in here, right, the characters that are potential drops, they kind of stopped it right before the Cal Kestis characters came out. So you see that Tusken Chieftain is the last thing available here, right? That's like the newest. I think Tuskens are the newest thing in here, because you can get Zori, you can get the new Tuskens that came out. But if we were just to go into my roster, obviously we're not getting anything for Nisa or Rex, and then none of the Seer, Marin, Cal Ripken Jr. We're not getting those characters in here, so that kind of limits the potential impact that this pack would have to my account, because it's like a less than 10% chance I'm going to get a character that I don't have at 7-star already. Then you also need to keep in mind that some of these, like Tusken Chieftain, I have a lot of shards of already. So now the impact I'm getting is even less. So this is one this time around I'm not going to purchase it, because last time I did get BT1 to 7-star. So I did get a really lucky pull last time. I would say that if you were looking through these characters and you need, say, 25% of these characters to 7-star, I'd take a chance on this pack, because the upside is huge. You think if you even got like a character like Zori or Tusken Chieftain, Trip Zero, Sana, like a character that maybe you don't need them right away. Or be another good example could be like a Shock T or something, or Resistance Hero Finn, that a character who you're not going to use today, but maybe down the line is going to save you a lot of farming. That's huge. Now, your worst case scenario, you get a character you already have and you lost about 3,000 shard shop currency. Your best case scenario, you get a single drop character from either a hard node or a Cantina node, and you are rocking and rolling, and you just got a crazy value from this pack. So it is something that's really good. I love it, because shard shop currency is very easy to get your hands on. So if you need 25% or more characters from this pack, go ahead and purchase it. It is well worth the risk, in my opinion. Then we also have this special Astromech pack. So this is for 5,000 currency, and there's a purchase limit of 5. Now, I've already bought one of these, but I'm going to buy 2 in the video just for, research purposes. So this pack contains 3 cards. So the first card gives you a Zeta material, right? You're going to get a single Zeta always, which is, there are a lot of players in this game who I bet would trade 5,000 shard shop currency for a Zeta as it is. So that is, okay. Card 2 is a 45% chance for one Omega, 30 for 3, 20 for 5, and a 5% chance for a single Omicron. So this card 2, really at the end of the day, is kind of a wash, right? Like it just, Omegas are great outside of maybe like super early on in the game. They never really are a problem. So I kind of look at card 2 as it's not a Omicron or bust, right? It's like a Omicron means like you did amazing, but outside of that, it really doesn't matter. Like I think I got 5 Omegas last time, and like I've got so many of them that it doesn't matter. Like the card 2 to me is just like fluff in here. And then card 3 has an equal chance to pick up 5 Droid Brains or 5 of these Gerda keypads. So on the whole, right, across like the majority of this game, the Droid Brains is the far better drop because you can only get them from Territory Wars and crystals. That's it. So unless your guild is able to earn these in Territory Wars, you have to purchase these with crystals. Comparative to Gerda keypads, which you can get out of the scavenger, you can use crystals, you can use Mark III and Guild Event 3 currency, I believe. Like there's a lot more ways to get these Gerda keypads that you can't get Droid Brains with. So I think as a free-to-play, you kind of got to look at this and say, on the whole, the Droid Brain is the better piece because it's a lot more difficult to obtain. Now that being said, I'm in a guild where I'm earning Droid Brains regularly, and I'm not really getting Gerda keypads on a regular basis. So to me, I'd prefer the Gerda keypads, but either way, I'm going to be satisfied because it's helping me both ways. So we're going to buy another one of these packs here. So let's see what we get here. We got a Zeta. There comes our Zeta. We got a single Omega, and we got Droid Brains. So again, of that drops, that's probably like my worst case scenario, right? The single Omega and then the Droid Brains. I would have preferred the keypads, but we'll try it again here. Let's see what we get. We're obviously going to get a Zeta first, right? You're guaranteed to always get a Zeta. We got a single Omega, and we got Gerda keypads this time. So I'm pretty satisfied with that. That's your 50-50 chance for this. I'd say that worked out in our favor. I'm very pleased with that. Again, like I said, this middle card, unless you get that Omicron, it's just fluff to me. So, because that 5% chance, that's pretty rare. So, and then I got my Zeta. So, I'm pretty pleased with that. I'll gladly take that. So, I think there's a purchase limit of 5, and I've done that 3 times now. So, first time I did it, I also got the keypads. And you think with those 5 purchases, if you do that 5 times over the course of these next couple of days, you're over halfway to a Relic 9, which in reality is awesome. Like you're over halfway to Relic 9, and you think for a lot of players, I think where that's going to end up going into is somebody like Admiral Raddus, because I think as much as we love Leviathan, unless you have Malgus and the Fury Class Interceptor, spending Relic 9 materials on those characters is not going to be worth it if you're not going to get those 2 things anytime soon. Comparative to Profundity, where the requirements are much less stringent, strict, and it's a single Relic 9. So I think this pack is really helpful for that purpose. Again, guys, I'm pretty, this is a great little bonus thing that they've got going on for us. Being able to get some of these Gerda keypads kind of in the bank is nice because the conversion rate here is horrendous. That is so bad. That is so bad. I always say that. That is the one thing. It is so bad that that's the conversion rate. But really pleased with, those drops. Again, I would have preferred Gerda keypads the entire time, but, beggars can't be choosers. We're 2 for 3 so far, so I'll take that. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. I'd love to know what characters you got from the packs. I'd love to know what you got if you buy the Astromech pack. I'd love to know what your drops are. Just fun to share those things. And then, obviously, these double drops just, I'd say that you want to focus on the things that not only, you always are going to need the white, blue, and green signal data. But the blue signal data takes so much longer that when you can get those double drops and get a chance to get a lot of it in a short period of time, because remember, that's the other side of this, right? And that's what my closing argument or, closing here is that, yes, you're going to save time no matter what you're getting here, but it's the fact that these take so much longer to get that, if you're 100 blue signal data away from a Galactic Legend and you focus on these during the double drops, you think you're getting there in half the time, and then you're getting a Galactic Legend that much sooner. I mean, that's where the money is here. So take that with what you will. Let me know your thoughts. As always, I love all you. May the Force be with you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.